Oh, what's up, guys? Here, Juan with another video. Zul'Aman is coming, so let's see what will be the BIS for Mage PvP, how it will look, and mostly eventually not having haste gems, neither having the Vindicator Pendant of Subjugation, which maybe Blizzard surprises us and they release the Subjugation Pendant on phase 4, but they can release it on phase 5 as a Vindicator backup for people trying to catching up. Um, I don't mind. Even I bought the Vindicator Pendant of Conquest with the Epic Gem. I wouldn't mind if they release the Subjugation Pendant because it will be good for us overall. So let's see the beast. What we have here is 238 haste, decent resilience, and decent spell damage. Okay. Um. Also, I'm wearing resilience gem, and why is that? Because overall, I think the mage wins on utility. Okay, not much on having that extra damage, and mostly the extra damage. Like if we add here 40 spell power, is less noticeable than having 40 more resilience. Having 40 more resilience, I think, is more noticeable than having 40 more spell power. And at the end, you win with the mage when you give that utility of the setup, give that utility of the setup of the ghosts, of that setup of the killings, of control, and all of that. So I think it really pays off to get 300 resilience overall. We have, by the way, a double ring of ancient knowledge. If it's hard to get two of them for you, for sure you know that you can go with one of the Eternal Sage, but it feels like you have better stats, few better stats, and you trade mostly 31 haste for 24 spell crit rating and the spell damage proc, and it's a trade worth to be done. 31 permanent haste, I think it really pays off instead of the critical strike rating and some spell damage proc. At the end, haste is also utility, and as we talk, utility is when you win with the mage, when you reach doing things, because either you have survivability or you make things fast enough to make that the things happen. So my first recommendation to buy, I don't know if will be the trousers, because 45 spell haste rating for free is like insanely huge. Remember, if they don't release haste gems, because if they release haste gems, you will want to go with these pants and put 3 games of haste for 2 at least. Yeah, eventually, yeah. And the cloak. The cloak compared to many cloaks that I'm playing in many mages with cloak from Prince, is like free resilience, free haste. So may seem low, like 16 haste and 23 resilience, but you don't need the hit anymore if you have School of Gul'dan plus the Health Enchant, which School of Gul'dan in this phase should be a priority to get if you go Gold DKP or whatever, because it's the only item still Vs for next season, because even season 4 you can play without these 2 rings. One ring can be playable, but only one ring, because the Guardian rings, they give haste if you want to go the haste, and you will see that there are a lot of PV items in phase 5 that will replace all the rest of PV items, even the Thardum. So yeah, this may seem low, but it's like free upgrade. And by having the 45 haste here, you lose some resilience, some stats. So I think I'll buy the cloak first. I like to maximize the stats, but the big haste is on the pants. That's up to you guys. I mean, doesn't matter at the end if you go enough Zul'Aman runs or tier 5 content, you will get a lot of badges and get them pretty soon. So, situational, we can change the neck. If you play threes, I will recommend you to go with a more grim neck, because for threes, I think it really pays off. Where is it? Okay, let's search it. Ah, yeah, there it was. And then of the Lost Ages. Okay. So here, when we play threes, I will recommend you to switch to this because it gives a lot of tempo. When you are cut in some tree or for silences, it gives you a lot of tempo and makes worth the trade of losing 30 resilience. You're pretty aggressive mage, but again, this neck gives you utility, which is the win condition of the mage, in my opinion. Um, I'm not saying it's 100. I mean, don't take my opinion as the number one opinion. It's just my opinion, and just take it as you want. Okay. For threes, I'll recommend you to go this way. So, also, if you hesitate whether to spend on Thardun or School of Gul'dan, we talked about this already. You go all in on School of Gul'dan because he's BIS till Wrath of the Lich King, and mostly because on Season 4 you will want to go to Sunflare, because when you compare Brutal Gladiator or Spellblade, it gives you some hit that you don't need. So count this main hand as it only gives resilience and that spell damage. And in contrast, we have Sunflare, which gives spell haste insanely good, critical series rating, that we trade critical series rating of resilience, and even more spell damage. So Sunflare will be your way to go and will replace Sardon for sure. Even Brutal Gladiator Spellblade will replace Sardon because on phase 4 you're not gonna need the haste of Sardon. You're gonna build haste other ways, okay? So here, if you cannot afford to get Sardon, or you go Gold DKP and put or your goal in School of Gul'dan, this how it will look like your set, okay? You will have a bit more resilience, 200 haste, which is pretty good. Plus the proc of the school, you will be insanely good too. And mostly in this set, you will also be able to switch to Vengeful Ohans when you need, for example, more resilience, which may be worth when you know you are the focus. It's a lot of worth, this resilience. And you only lose a tiny bit of haste. And you also can switch to spell penetration if you need so when you play against warlocks, or only with the wand. Okay, I have equipped here the piercing touch, but actually I should be switching between piercing touch and touch of defeat. We have here 40 spell penetration, which is average to play against Wraith, Mages, all of that. And when you play against Warlock or Shaman with Frost Resistant Aura, you can go with the Piercing Touch. Okay? Okay, so you got it already. So when you compare Thardum, having or not Thardum to this set, yeah, I mean, Thardum is better because it gives a lot of extra haste and you don't lose that many things. But also, in contrast, is it worth to spend 20k gold in gold DKP, 30k gold, 40k gold, even 50k gold for Thardun? And I hear even more than 50k gold for Thardun when School of Gul'dan are going same or cheaper than Thardun. I think it's not. Okay? And also the difference between having Thardun or not is not that huge. It's not that huge. And if you play choose and if you have the indicators pendant of conquest again with the resilience gem, which is most likely how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go this way, most likely. 200 haste, proc of a school. Also, the difference, if you don't have a school compared of having a school, is huge. It's like you need to build hit in another gem because the hit of this is not enough plus the hit of the head. And well, I don't know if they will release Battlemaster Alacrity for badges. It was shown in PTR that you can buy this for 70 badges, but was weird. Was pretty weird. I mean, you don't have a school, that's your way to go trinket. Pretty good. You play with 240 basic haste, which is insane. But as you see here, we need some spell hit, which can easily be built losing some resilience. So, and also you are losing spell damage, but you got the proc of Battlemaster, which is good for choose. So it's not bad, okay? If they release Battlemaster for Alacrity, will be good for the game, in my opinion, because, well, will be good for mages. And yeah, people will have to relearn to play against mages with haste, as they did on Season 1, which is actually skill capped. And the seat, you see here, we have a lot of spell damage. We have more spell damage than with Ardon, I think. Actually, yeah. And most likely this will be my mage, guys. Seems pretty good, and I'm excited, really excited to play with this 200 basic haste plus the proc of school, which is gonna be more than main quickening. See you guys. Hope that Blizzard, I mean, will be a surprise if they release Indicator Pendant of Subjugation and more haste items. I'll be happy with, but for the moment, it seems it's gonna come this way. Remember, you can go Battlemaster Alacrity instead of School, Thardun, if you get your hands on it, instead of this, and then you can switch your offhands. This season eventually is gonna be long, so you'll be able to get all offhands, like Intellect offhands and Spell Penetration offhands, and we'll add that extra tiny details to your arena gameplay. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's rock. See you with the Amani Warfare in Arena really soon. Bye bye. Is it life a game? Gaming better.